Yo, what's good, what's good, what's good, what's good? It's your boy Perez, aka Cheap Allegations. Poppy, you've been watching 2 P's in a pot, well, 1 P. Plus, she ain't here. One of her oldest daughters is dating a rapper, and she trying to kill her. It's powered by Young Atlas. Please subscribe, throw me some likes, comments. Ladies, for every comment, I'm buying you a burger. A fake one, thank you.
Can I call you like one of the godfathers of podcasting?
I mean, listen, somebody else says it never hurts, so.
One of the godfathers of podcasting, Renaissance man, actor. He does wild food shit, talks to a lot of mobsters, rappers. You living a life that a lot of us want.
Yeah, man. I mean, first off, thanks for having me. That's first off.
Anytime. Should I round of applause? Let's
There
do
we
it.
go. Actually, let's tell the people straight off the bat. The man was just telling me, because they had hit me on DM since
2019.
2019, and I want to be honest. It's funny because I don't remember it, but I like for me, I'm a person. I like people's approach. So meaning like the way to approach was kind of like, and then also like, and I don't mean this as like, I like to give back to people, like meaning like I like to make sure that if I could help also someone, I'm not only here for me, like if I could help other podcasters. Like,
you want to make the league better.
Well, yeah, like kind of like this is how you grow it, right? Kind of like, because some people may say, well, how many numbers you do, how do you doing this? To me, I like the way people approach people. But here's the gem right off the bat. Most people would give up. This guy Premium P is being Hollywood, or we hit him, he never got back to us. Let me tell you something. The follow-up is everything. It's everything. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. I had the founder of Venmo on my show.
Wow.
And Venmo, for what it's worth, almost was not Venmo. And it's funny because we look at things like we see, oh, it's Venmo. We don't look at, what it took to get there.
Like,
and I remember him telling me a story on the show about he was telling workers, like, look, you might want to find a new job.
damn.
Because what happened was they had ran out. Nobody wanted to give no more money. And the bank, in order to give money, they needed money quick. The bank was not going to give it. The bank's not like, I'll give it to you tonight in a duffel bag. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen
so
like that.
So they went to Chicago, and I'll never forget. And the guy who was buying them was the head of Braintree. And if anybody looks up Braintree bought PayPal. Braintree's worth like forget about it.
They got the money for it.
Insane money. So they were going to fund them. And they says, hey, instead of funding you guys, why don't we just buy you? And he said, hey, I'm from Zimbabwe. Let's do it. So how much do you want? And he threw out a number like $26.8 million. I know it's not a lot of money, but at the time, remember.
To me, 26.
They were going broke. They were about to just end. And he says, deal. So he went he said, let's do it. So he went in the elevator with his partner, and he says, holy shit, did we just sell Venmo?
For 26.8 million.
And he said, yeah. And he says, he'll never forget a valuable lesson he learned. He was in the cab, and he emailed them. And he says, hey, I love what we did today. Let's talk tomorrow and finalize everything. And the point I'm trying to make is the follow-up is everything. Because most people won't follow up. Again, they could think, people have these ideas of what they think. Like, somebody doesn't get back to them. Like, you said film, and we'll get to it. I've never been in the world of shooting a film, meaning being an actor in a film. It's a hurry up and wait business. So my phone is not available to me all day. And then some people could say, like, we hit him, he never got back to us. I think that not taking things personable,
not being so emotional.
If somebody's straight up a dick, you'll realize.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's real true.
That's all I'm saying. I think we should learn how to have more patience with people, especially if they come off correct. And at the end of the day, I like the way you guys came off, and that's why I'm here today.
Well, Kai's a pretty genuine, cool dude, so he's not gonna ambush you to get you on the show. So it's like, yo, what's up? Always checking in, resharing, supporting, showing love. So I always love Kai for that. So you actually did a show with Combat Jack. Rest in peace to the to the GOAT. What was that like?
Yeah, that was it's always when I think of him, it's always something where it just happened so fast. Meaning of him leaving us. I want to salute his 4 beautiful kids. His son Chiose actually became the council in District 36. He won. He's doing a lot of great things for the community. and just to see him in politics, like in order to make change, you got to get in there.
You got to get your foot in there somehow, some way.
Yeah, and he beat whoever he beat by a landslide. And I know Combat's looking down at him proud. But what I'm saying is, it was a special moment, and a lot of things we didn't know what we were doing too. It's funny. I think about 2010, we got flown down to A3C to do a live show. I remember we were in the elevator, and somebody was like, "What are you doing here?" And Combat was like, "Oh, Combat Jack Show. You ever heard it?" The guy was like, "Nah." He's like, "Oh, see, they don't know who we are." The next year, we did a live show. It was like 1,000 people in the audience. We were signing autographs, taking pictures. I remember there was a line for people to meet me and Combat and Dallas Penn and a couple other people. And I came home, and I remember my lady at the time, she was like, she's like, "How'd it go?" I was like, "Yo, this shit was amazing. We took we were taking pictures with people, autographs. Like, I really think we got something here with this Combat Jack Show." And she's like, "That's cool and everything, but the mortgage is due tomorrow."
Oh, shit. Your rent due, cable due, all that shit.
She made me realize, like, and that's why I was telling your man over here, I was telling him that you could become popular these days so much quicker than you can make money. And it's a very scary situation.
You're popular but have no money. Yeah,
because it takes time to cut teeth to learn how to make money, especially if everybody's doing the same thing, chasing the same nickel, trying to compare themselves to the other people. "Oh, well, we're not doing the numbers this show, though." Well, you're not that show.
You're not that guy. Like,
and there's nothing wrong with that, too. And I think, again, look, everybody's different. Look, to be honest with you, I kind of never even really said this. I could have been bigger than I am. I enjoy helping other people.
You're pretty big pause.
No, but good pause. No, but what I mean is I focus on helping other people. I really enjoy doing behind the scenes things and producing shows and helping other shows and writing and doing a lot of other things that I do. So, again, and to each is their own. It's also hard for me to take compliments. I'm being honest. Sometimes I'll meet people and they're like, "You're this, you're that," and I'm like, "Man, I like that jacket you're wearing," because it's just, I don't know.
You're a great team player. Like, I'm bad at taking compliments. That's crazy.
I am, and I'm confident, but I just, I'm just honestly, and again, I'm not trying to get sentimental on your show, but I am truly thankful and blessed to be where I am. There was a point in time in my life where it was very dark, for many years, and I didn't know. I also always felt like, how do I get this, like, cloud away from me? How do I, I felt like, if anybody watched Life, I felt like Can't Get Right, I felt
Can't get right?
Yeah, I felt like, that's why, I lived a very seesaw life, you know what I mean?
So, like, what were some of the things you had to do to, like, get through all those, like, tribulations, trials, setbacks?
Man, never stop believing, I think, and it's easier said than done, but something I really push a lot now, where I tell people never ever stop believing in you. Because it's like, yo, you're doing your own show. You wake up one day where you feel like you don't look good. You don't feel comfortable coming to talk to me. It's like, maybe you're just depressed one day. It just happens.
Yeah, or maybe you're just like,
but then you're a personality. That's why, you always want to springboard, because just in case you want to do other things, you could do them and try them. As long as you keep the water running, you could do other things. And I feel like that could set somebody up who may not want to be in the front spotlight forever. Look, I told you, you were talking about this acting. I got casted into a movie with, it's called Don Q. It's going to be out in 2022. Armand DeSantis, he's a lead. If you ever look who he is, this guy's acting 50 years. He casted me. All my scenes are with him. But the point I'm trying to make is he's 72 years old. He's a working actor. Okay? He's still doing tons of films. In my life, I say to myself, I don't want to be a working podcaster. I don't want to be a working anything at that age. And I think that when you learn what you learn from what you're doing, you could always springboard into other things, like I did, meaning food or acting or things like that. And I think you just, some people say do one thing right, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do 10 things. I don't do 10 things right, but I do 5 of them right or 6 of them right. And I honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm okay to roll the dice like that.
Beanie Siegel once said, "Never limit your hustle," and you did it. Like,
I mean, but here's the scary thing. You know, we live in a world where you're under a microscope. Anything you put out there, people get a chance to judge. You know, for the most part, I put out positivity. I mean, I'm not a guy to, you know, I got a lot of ties at home. You know what I mean? For a reason. You know, it's like, but what I mean, like, I'm joking. I'm saying like,
I got you, man.
Like, don't play with me. But what I'm saying is, I'm a nice guy. I always lead with positivity. I still get hate for no reason.
Well, we always hate positivity. So
no,
it's weird. But
what
like,
I'm saying is, no matter what you do, you know, I want to give an example. I'm not a bit. I don't like. We started podcasting as an audio show. You know, I'm not the biggest YouTube fan, right? And then if you don't post a lot on YouTube, you don't get the numbers. It's very, you know,
it's weird. Yeah, it's weird.
And then you do a million views, you get $2,300. You know, it doesn't add up to me. Audio, there's a lot of money in audio. I don't know. You know, motherfuckers don't understand it. I don't understand, but you know, there's a lot of money in audio, but people want to know how they look. You know, I dealt with I'm talent, you know, in all different aspects. You know, I want to get my teeth fixed for when I do this podcast. You know?
I look good.
Well, nobody's gonna see you. You know, but this is how people want to be, you know, looked at. And what I'm saying is with YouTube is it's good and it's a great platform and you go down a rabbit hole. But honestly, you know, it gets people to look at what other people do. You know what I'm saying?
So how has podcasting shifted from when you like first started?
Tremendously shifted. You know, here's one thing I do want to say. People have to stop looking at the podcast world being saturated. Every world is saturated. I mean, there's tons of producers. Why did Hit Boy come along? Because he believed he could do it. And this guy's amazing.
And he's really fucking good at
his job. I mean, he's really amazing. You know, and the point I'm trying to make is he could have said, there's DJ Premier, there's Clark Kent, there's Just Blaze, there's Young Guru, there's all these people. You know, it's saturated. Cream always rises to the top. You know, and you know, as easy as you could pick up a podcast and do it, doesn't mean you're doing it right. But at the end of the day, everybody has different goals. Like I was telling him, if somebody has a 9-to-5 job and they all get together and they do a show on, you know, the what's it called?
Squid Games.
Squid Games. And they enjoy that, God bless them. Some people are looking to make it tonight. Yeah. Some people are looking
like him, he wants to make it yesterday, like not even tonight, yesterday.
But I tell people that all the time. Like, and you know, pause if we need to. But I tell people, don't blow your load in one night. And people do it. People do it. You know, I don't understand. Like, I'll give you an example. I have a friend of a friend, and he was like, kind of like telling me, like, no, I got to tell you this story. I got to tell you what I'm doing tonight. I was like, yeah, I'm going up on stage. He's like, no, I gotta get your number. I got to get everything tonight. And I was like, my man, you're friends with my friend. You're good.
Relax. Like, you know? Chill the fuck out.
I'll give you an example. A lot of times, people will go crazy for a picture.
Yeah.
But if you have a podcast and you know somebody that knows me or anybody, eventually you're going to have your day.
Yeah, I don't need the picture.
So why?
I know you from, like, I know him who knows you.
And there's nothing wrong with getting a picture, but when I'm trying, and it's not about me, I'm talking about
just in general.
Just in general. Yeah. It's like, kind of like, get more than a picture from somebody, right? And another thing, too, is sometimes, like a lot of times, I'll give people my email, because I really do check my email. And I'll tell people, like, they're like, yo, Premium Pete. I'm like, yo, check my email. They're like, oh, man. I'm like, oh, man, why?
It's just a fucking
You want my
email.
social security number? What the fuck do you want? Like, I'm telling you, give me my email. I mean it. I'm not one of those people. I tell you, yo, I don't got nothing for you. I tell them, give me my email. And you know how many people follow up? Very few.
Very few? Did Kai email?
Who?
Atlas, did he email?
No. I'm not talking about meeting people. Like I give an example. Sometimes I may be walking with somebody. I don't got a lot of time or something. And I may meet somebody. And they're like, yo, I would love to tell you about this project. Email me. And they take it as like a disappointment.
A disappointment, or like, oh, he's Hollywood. Email me. That's fucking crazy.
Actually, that's advice. Like, if somebody says email them.
Facts.
Email them.
You're a big Sopranos fan. How did you feel about Many Saints of Newark?
It was trash.
Trash?
And it hurts me to say that. But, the problem is this. We had 86 episodes of one of the greatest television shows in history. 86 hours.
I think it's the greatest TV show.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot up there.
To me, like.
I mean, Boardwalk Empire was good. Oz was good. Wire was good.
All HBO shows.
Yeah. I mean, they were good, you know. But you think about it. We had 86 hours put into, like, 2 hours. And a lot of the plot I just didn't like. You know, when you have, like, instead of getting too into it, I'll give you my honest opinion. And I just dropped a review that I did with this guy who has like a time memorial. He's a friend of mine. He has like a big Sopranos page. You have David Chase, who created the Sopranos. You have a big budget. You know, they had signs on Times Square. Who killed Tony Soprano? You know? Yeah. So you got to come. If it's a 10, you got to come at a 12. You got to come at a 12. It's 2021.
What number you give it?
If I add a 5, if it's 10, I'll give it like a 6 or a 5.
Yeah, I'll give it like a 6.
He did do good, but then the actor who played Silvio didn't.
I hated that
terrible.
character.
First of all, the guy, Paulie, is clipping his nails at the table. I never seen any Italian do that like that. Then Ray Liotta played 2 parts. I don't understand it. It confused the fuck out of me. And then one part, this guy's wiping his mouth with a tablecloth. I had some Italians tell me they did that. I don't remember anybody doing that.
Mm-hmm. I also feel like they made Sil too old.
And here's the thing. I thought he was the same age. Like
he is the same age
about
as Tony.
2 years older from Tony. And then all of a sudden they made him like
40.
He was 15 years older.
No, he's old. He looks older in the movie than Sil looks in the show.
And here's the thing. I don't want to disrespect actors, but I'm just being honest. Some of these characters in Many Saints of Newark were poorly casted. I'm just being honest. This guy who played Silvio, and no disrespect to him. I seen him play in other parts. He was great. It was Saturday Night Live.
I was going to say that. It felt like there was a parody of The Sopranos. The way he walked, the way he was filling it with his hair. Shit.
That's something I was really worried about when Sopranos came out. I was like, oh, God, please don't let this be, where it was like kind of like, hey, I don't know this. Kind of like how people make, fun of Italians and everybody's in the mob. I was like, please don't let it be like that. And I remember watching, I was blown away. I mean, I honestly, it is insane to me that I would run home to be home for 9 o'clock to watch Sopranos on HBO every fucking week religiously. We put a spread out, like meaning I would get like a 3-foot hero. I would order pizza. I have people
That's
come
mad
over.
stereotypical.
And the fact is, too,
I'm ordering pizza to watch the Sopranos.
But what I'm saying is to be that enthralled with it, and then be like friends with 3/4 of them, do many things with all of them. To call them friends is for me it's funny.
Well, why weren't you casted? Like majority of the cast, like
I didn't know them like
that.
At that time. Well, what happened was, and this is a true story. Armando Santi, again, look him up if people don't know who he is. He played Gotti. He played Judge Dredd. Yeah. Absolutely.
He tells me that a lot. Like
he played in American Gangster. He played in Mambo Kings. He played in Q&A. I mean, the guy's a legendary actor. I did a podcast with him. He calls me up one day, and I mean, it's public knowledge, but calls me up one day and was like, in his voice, kind of like, hey, Peter, I seen this podcast that we did. I mean, my daughter, everybody's seen it. It's amazing. I mean, the questions you ask me were, it's really powerful. He said, let me ask you something. If I'm writing this script for a movie, if I found a part for you, like if I feel like you would be great for it, would you be? And in my mind, I'm like what the fuck? Like seriously? Like I wanted to say I had to think for a second. I was like, oh yeah, I'd be interested. The fuck, I'd be interested. And he called me and I went and I tried out for this one part. It was a very big part. And then they asked me, said, can you try out for this part? And I tried out for it and I got it, and again, this is new territory, but this is what I say. You keep the water running. You springboard one thing off of another and you never burn your relationships. You never burn your relationships.
Was acting challenging?
It was challenging. To be honest with you, every day, if you think like this, we wear a mask, whatever you believe it or not. I know you may say, like, I'm me, meaning you're you. But we do put on some sort of mask. And you think that's acting. That's not acting. Acting is taking off the mask and be like, okay, what do you want me to be? And it was challenging, The good thing about it is, and here's what's special, You go on a set, and I'm not an actor, and you know, you feel like maybe you're out of place or maybe you don't belong. You see some real big actors, but you're confident, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the great thing about moving and grooving. I've done a lot of things. So a lot of those people on the set are like, oh, shit, I know who you are. You know, or I seen you do this, or I seen you. And to be honest with you, it made me feel more comfortable.
Comfortable, like they was recognized. Shit, that's like, Premium P.
Yeah, to be like, yo, and not saying like, you know, like, I mean, just saying like in the sense of like, yo, you got this. Again, back to never ever stop believing in you. You gotta have that relationship with you in your head. I'm telling you, when you do your most numbers on a podcast, or you do something that is successful, or you get a 10-week ad with State Farm, I'm making this up, whatever you feel is successful, I'm asking you to look in the fucking mirror and say, let's fucking go. I'm not, like, this is nothing. Like, okay, I'm going to eat that target, but, like, we still got more to go. Because when you get comfortable, that's when you
start fucking up, Yeah. That's when you start fucking up. So I see some shit that you posted on Instagram where you said if you like Olive Garden, it's a bunch of red flags. Is Olive Garden really like the McDonald's for Italians?
It is. You know, it's funny. I get a lot of slack for that too because I know a couple of Italians are like, "Come on, Pete, it's pretty good." And I'm like, no, it's not. Here's the thing I will say, and I'll break down quickly Olive Garden. Don't get red sauce. That's all I'm saying. Don't get marinara sauce, whatever you want to call it. If you stay away from red sauce stuff, you'll be okay. Yeah, they give you the breadsticks, God bless, soup, salad. It is what it is. Here's the thing I don't like. I've had people tell me, oh, this is really authentic. Listen, you go to Sbarro, you have a slice. It's not the best slice in the world. It's food. I've been on the road. I've been on tour. I've been on different things. You eat things that you don't really say, you know, like, I mean, you know. I've been
for pizza. I got like a rule. Like when I'm going to like a pizza shop, I gotta see like a real New York pizza shop. I gotta see a picture of Sandy Koufax, Frank Sinatra, or Yogi Berra. Like if they have one of those three pictures, I get the pizza.
Well, I think also it can't be oily, like major oil. It could be good. Oil is good, but you don't want your napkin. You don't want your napkin fully to be full and then another one full. So a little bit of oil, but good. The cheese can't be holy. Right? And you want it to fold like a baseball glove. Stay away from the 99-cent pizza. I'm going to tell you why.
That shit is trash.
If you're not from here, and this is right to the barrel of the camera, if you're not from here, stop fucking getting 99-cent pizza. Because I'm going to explain to you why. I got these people who know how much I love pizza and know how much I care about it. And they'll be from St. Louis. They're like, yo, Pete, man, I had pizza in New York. It was all right. What'd you have? They had a 99-cent pizza. So now you're already from St. Louis, just say, you don't even know what good pizza is. Then you come.
Damn, St. Louis pizza is shitty.
No, I don't mean. Actually, I've been told that they have good pizza. I don't understand it. No disrespect, St. Louis. I got a lot of listeners out there and people who have supported me. So shouts to them. But I tell people like, yo, if you want to come and get pizza when I'm here, hit me. If you're not a fucking weirdo, hit me and I'll show you where the fucking right pizza is. Yeah, it's a good question. I always say Defara. But it's become very touristy. I'll be honest with you. I love the inner cities in Brooklyn. I'm going to say 18th Avenue and 65th Street, Da Vinci for a square slice. Get a square slice. Then going over to 13th Avenue and 71st in Brooklyn, Crispy Pizzeria. An amazing grandma, vodka, or regular slice.
Have you been to Rao's?
Rao's? Yeah, I've been there. Yeah. It's hard to get a table there. Yeah, I know a couple of people. Yeah, I think it's a great atmosphere. You got to know somebody. It's like one of those worlds. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's what you know and then it's who you know. A lot of people feel it's who you know, and it is, but it isn't. And I'm going to tell you, once you get in that door, you got to make a name for yourself. Like I'm a type of kid like that. I may be able to co-sign him for something, but at the end of the day, once this kid walks in the door, he's got to perform. Or they're going to be like, listen, Pete, that kid you brought, I mean, it's not that good. Like you'd be like, he's good. I told you, right? See? So it's a very, people want people to put them on. Nobody could put you on, but they can put you in place. And if they care enough,
All right, you can't watch this one movie for the rest of your life. I'm going to give you 3 movies. Godfather 1, Godfather 2, Goodfellas.
You can or can't?
You can't. You can watch the other 2, but the one that you pick, you can't watch ever again.
I'll do Godfather 1.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I just feel, as weird as it sounds, I mean, two is way better.
Was
One, I feel like took too long to get me there. Two was more powerful. And Goodfellas, to me, is one of the best movies ever created because it was created in like 91 or something like that, or 90. I don't remember when it was, maybe 90. And it's still so relevant, meaning of the things people do, how they act, and it really showed you a great depiction of the mob. It did. Casino was incredible too. Well, Nicholas Pileggi, this guy was an incredible book writer, a film guy. They created these scripts off of his book. He's good. Nicholas Pileggi is you look him up.
All right, you can have 5 people dead or alive at dinner. Who you?
Man, you're coming down. All right, man. Fuck, man. Frank Sinatra.
Okay, Frank.
My grandmother. Grandma Premium.
Okay.
Combat Jack.
Combat Jack.
Man, it's a good question. Wow. Man.
You must know a lot of people.
It's a good question. I try not to put only celebrities, and I try to put people that I would really love to chop it up one more time with. There's a lot of people. I love to sit with Warren Buffett. I love to hear his stories. I think about when you say 5 people, you think about what's a conversation like.
Gonna be like,
maybe I want to ask Frank like, how was it, performing? And a lot of people don't realize how much Frank Sinatra, has done and the things he's done. Grandma Premium, because I miss her so much. She spent 98 years on this planet, and a lot of people say, "Wow, that's amazing." But when you lose somebody that all you knew was her, it's tough.
It's tough. Yeah, that's rough.
Especially when they're the matriarch of the family. Combat, just because I would give anything to have one more convo.
We would have give anything just to hear his voice again.
Yeah. I mean, I listen just to hear it at times, just to realize there was so many iterations of the Combat Jack show. At one point in time we had 7 co-hosts.
What's good? It's your boy Prez, aka Cheap Allegations, Poppy. Thank you for watching 2Ps. Well, 1P in the pod today. Pashi ain't here. She gotta go food shopping, dinners and stuff with the kids, all 15 of them. We powered by Young Atlas. Hit the subscribe button. Throw me some likes. Throw me some comments. Ladies, every comment, breakfast on me, beloved. Psych.